Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. On this episode we're going to be sorting out the smart door handle. You've seen on the last episode that the inside handle is snapped, just where the cable meets the actual plastic handle itself. So I ordered the new handle for the driver's side. It is part number, it's not actually printed on there, but I'll hold that up there. You can have a look and see if that ties up to anything, if anybody's needing the same thing. It wasn't dear at all. It was £15.20 including delivery, and that was from Newcastle Smart. So genuine handle. We're going to get this thing ripped down and get it sorted. Okay, first off, a T20 Torx and get your door handle off. There are two, one at the top, one at the bottom, and then after you've done that, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 on there to take off the little net. So after all that is taken off, it's basically just a case of gripping this. I gripped it from down there. As you've seen from the last episode, I've already had this off to see if I can get into the handle from under there. I didn't put it back on properly because I knew it was going to come off. So yeah, that's how it looks like in the underside, and on the top there it's just it's almost wee friction locks, so it just pushes in wedges between those. So down at the bottom, give it a wee pull out, and then we'll get that off. Next up, we're going to be taking the wing mirror off. Okay, before we take the mirror off, we're just going to take off this weather seal. So if you get fingers underneath the corner and then just lift straight up, and then a wee pull for there, and there we go. That's that off. Whilst this is off, it's probably a good idea to give that a clean inside there as well, because it picks up a good bit of green algae. So to get the door skin off, we've got three clips securing it actually on. So this is a tip from a site, FQ101, really good for things with smart cars. If you get any questions or anything you're looking to try and figure out, they've probably got the answer. So the doors in these are really flexible, so your knee dead centre, and it actually exposes top, and then you can pull the clips free. So the one I'm having trouble with is this one here that really doesn't want to come off, so I'm using a trim removal tool. I'm literally right on it, but it's really not wanting to budge. There we go. So a good bit of pressure, pull on it, and it will come off. So to get the mirrors off, we've got again two T20 screws just at the back. They are pretty obvious. Pull your wee rubber back from your mirror adjuster, and then screw this, and this should just come off easily enough. Again, once you've got all these things off, just give all these seals a good clean, and then inside here you'll see there's another three Torx screws that look like T20s again. Give them a wee loosen off, and then that will free up some space to take off the clip that you need to get into that door. So with the two clips there and there loosened, we loosened the mirror earlier on, so we've got this bit sitting free, and it's just exactly the same in, along, and you do need to be quite kind of tough with this to get it out. Again, resorting to the trim removal tool. There we go, that's us. And then pull it towards you and it should slip down the way. Okay, so this was a wee bit of jiggery pokery to get this off. It says there's nothing online about how to get this inner door card off. So we have all these screws that run along the bottom, all need to come off. There is a screw in there that also needs to come off. You're probably better off when you're taking off the exterior door card, just remove the door handle at the same time. It comes off with just the screw in there. We need to take these two screws off, which is a T40, and to get the purchase on it I needed to use an actual wrench. And then the inside section we have in here, just where that is, a trim clip which holds that on, so you need a trim removal tool. That just pulls out like that and then leaves this wee bit in that it just comes out with it when that gets pulled. The next step was up here. You need to lift this wee weather seal up as far as you can and then gently prise it out, and then the full lock comes out like that. This bit was surprisingly strong and holding it on quite firm. Josh had to kind of lift the rubber away and I had to manipulate the plastic round, and then when I did, it came out like no problem. And then that is us. Door card is out enough for us to get into here, which is that bit there we're looking to replace. So don't need to take the door card fully off. We need to take all these electrics off. Josh is here, he can hold on to this and I can screw and fit the cable in. So we'll get this fitted and we'll do now we know how it actually comes apart, we'll put it together exactly how we took it apart, and obviously then removal is the opposite process of that. But yeah, it's very footery to get into, but got there at the end. So that's the old handle out. That's the bit in there which had snapped, so it wasn't holding on the wee ball anymore, and that's how it looks. And the new one, in hindsight, you probably could have got this off from behind without taking this full this door card off. However, there are some plastic clips in the back there that you risk breaking if you do that. So it's up to you if you decide you just want to grab it, pull it out, but there are a lot of plastic clips holding this section on in the back. So yeah, for the extra time it takes to take this off, you're probably better off just pulling that off, getting somebody to support it, and then you can get through the back. So I'm going to get this wee bit slotted in on this, where the door handle is. That's the wee ball there that needs to sit nice and flush with that. Move the camera up with that, and then this square just slots through in there as well and holds the full holds that in place basically. So when you pull it, it kind of opens out like that, you can see. So yep, we're going to get cracked on. I'm going to get this bit fitted on, and then we'll get the full reversal filmed. We're getting everything back together again. Right, so that's the handle back on, the actual cable itself all in place, everything's all working fine. So this, literally just get it placed in, roughly where it should be, and then just give it a push. Again, this will be quite footery because you need to make sure everything's all lined up before you give it that kind of final shove. Try not to pinch the rubber. And then just grab the big bolts for actual lock. Some old grease on there. And then if we get them in, that should just hold all this in place. We don't want to tighten all these up now because we want a wee bit of wiggle room in there. So next up we have this section just down here, so we want to grab the trim removal tool, or the trim retainer, push that in there first, and then this bit with the long section here in the middle, and push that through. That will splay that out on the other side and hold that in place. That's now on solid. Next up, the handle section round at the other side. So we have a T20 bit with just one of the wee screws, and it goes in this wee hole just in there. I recommend, if you're doing this, use a magnetic tool section, because you actually need to put it through this this bar. It's not hollow, so if you drop it, it's going to go inside that and going to cause a bit of an issue. The other option, if you don't have something like that, tiny wee bit of blue tack in there, I mean that tiny wee bit, and hold it in there, and it should hold that steady. So a nice steady hand. Wee bit of pressure on the other side there is all that needed. And there we go, you can feel that pulling in, and that's it, tight, and that's the door handle all on and secured. That screw just holds that door handle on there, the bit that was replaced. Next up, we will stick this door handle on. Whilst you've got this off, it's a good idea to lubricate all in there. We've done that already, so everything's moving nice and smoothly. So this just goes in underneath this rubber trim. Again, everything's just a wee bit footery, it's just needing lined up before you actually give it a shove in there. It's always good to line it up before you shove it in. And you'll be able to see if it's in place, which it is. And then we shall pop the screw on the other side. And this time, this one is T25 screw that just goes in there. So it goes through, hold that in place, then give it a good tighten up, and then that's your door handle on and working fine. Next up we have all these screws running along the bottom. So they're on the T20s and they look like that, just wee short screws, and there's quite a few of them that run all the way around. There is a line-up, a wee line-up kind of hole just in there. There's a wee bit of plastic that pops through so you know that everything is in line. So again, they're just up, there's not a lot of turns to get that in and get it tightened up. And again, this is metal going into plastic, so you don't want to be over tightening these, because then it's not going to grip and then you're going to get wee annoying rattles. So don't be tempted to over tighten it. And two down the bottom end. And the last one there. I'm just going to pause the video briefly and just give this section all a clean up. Before, whilst I was lubricating this section in here with oil as well, I also re-greased the runners for the door windows. Everything's off, may as well just do that while it's here. So you've got a wee metal plate here that the window cable kind of tracks up and down. So lubricated that in the wee winder, this wee guide down at the bottom, and this runner as well. So may as well do that whilst it's off. But we shall see you shortly and we'll get the rest of this put back together. Okay, next up we're going to get this little inside door panel on. So there's a couple of catches. There's one there, one there, one there, and there was one there which has decided it didn't want to be a catch anymore and snapped. So this one slots in to the top just there, and the two bottom ones just in there and there. So yeah, we're just looking to try and get these lined up in a semi carefully, and then we can basically get it all in place. So that's the two bottom ones on, and then this top one. There we go. Yeah, it's a better plan. So put the two top ones, which are close to the door handle, on first, and then get the two bottom ones on. It seems to like that a lot better, and then the rest of the stuff just pops back in place. You'll need trim tool, push this material back in. Again, we expect wee bits to start to come off. The car is 20 years old after all, so but we can get all this stuff sorted easily enough. So right, so that's all back on, and then we've got a wee door net which is held on by these ones, quite long. And they're T20s. And again, these are all screwing into plastic, so try not to over tighten them, or we risk busting through the threads. And then last up on the inside we have the door handle, and that's held on by these ones. Again, they are T20s. So we'll put these two together and then we'll see you on the outside for the front panel. We pushed it till this section here was flush against the plastic, and then that basically just lined everything up. So it's right up to there now, and actually the middle one popped in all on its own, so we've only got this one and the one here to do. So fingers crossed this goes in. Again, it's right on the, there we go. And then the last one we have is just here, which I'm actually going to shut the door for. It's so close. Oh. They're talking it's like 1 mil away now. Yeah.
Fury.
Yep. It's so close. I really don't want to break any of these clips. I've got two of them in now. It's just this last one. I'm actually thinking to take this off. Completely off. To give us a bit more room. To lift it up. Can you grab hold of that handle with one hand? So yeah, again, hindsight, that's just the 3 bolts to take that out, and you've already loosened it, so you may as well just take that off altogether. And that means you've got a bit more lift room here. So we literally just have this one clip, and it is millimetres away. So we shall see if this does the trick. Ah, it did. Like that was almost, I was expecting that to be so much worse. Yeah. So just take the door runner off. It takes seconds to do, and there's yeah. There, and that's it. Everything's all in line. There's no big dodgy panel gaps, and well, panel gaps aren't exactly the best anyway, but it's yeah, that is all on. Next up we'll get this seal on, get the door mirror on, and that'll be us. Job done. Next, final piece of the puzzle is the window seal. So just shove that down underneath there, as far up as it can go. There is a wee groove that's shaped in there, so as long as you've got it in that bit, then you know it's all lined up, and then just press it all the way down, You could probably have the window open for this, might make it a bit easier to get round, and then at this bit angle this up, push it through, and then just continue to shove down, and that should feed itself in. And there we go. If that kind of starts to bunch up there, just push this top section down underneath this, and get it lifted. Literally just this last wee section. Right, this bit's not wanting to go down, so for easiness I'm just going to take the door handle off. Yeah, I would never have folded down anyway, because it was actually pinched in itself, so there we go. So if you can't get that bit, take the door handle off and just refit door handle again, just the same way we put it on just before.